Don't you hate it when you get exposed for knowing less or being less than you have put on than you are? Like talking yourself up and then somebody finding out quickly or burning you for your lack of knowledge or your lack of experience as compared to what you've said. I'm here in Alaska and we're staying with a couple who are lifelong Alaskans. And I let them know when we got here that this was not our first trip to Alaska. This was not our first Alaskan rodeo. That we had been around and that we had seen all kinds of things, and we've done all types of fishing and seen all types of wildlife. And you know, I kind of let it on that we were pretty much experts when it came to Alaska. So that's the image that I had put in their mind, and I'm not sure what they thought. But the next day, Ted, who's our host, came over to talk to me and my wife, and he said, "Hey, have you guys seen a caribou around here when you've been here?" And I said, "No, you know, Ted, we haven't seen any caribou, but we've seen an elk." And he said, "Really? An elk?" I said, yeah, he's been right around. He was right around the camera when we were videoing. He's been around the cabin, very friendly elk, little guy, but very friendly." And he said, "Huh, well, that's really surprising because we don't have elk in this part of Alaska." And I thought, well, isn't he dumb, you know? I've been here 5 times. He's been here for 60 years. I know probably a little more than he does. And Cynthia just happened to have taken a picture of this elk, and she got it on her phone and gave it to Ted to look at, and Ted said those cruel and biting words to me, "Mike, this is a caribou." And I was busted. And I felt so bad. I felt even worse than he went and told his wife the same story about how this dumb guy from Alabama thought a caribou was an elk. Well, we all chuckle about it now, but I was a poser. I was pretending. I thought I knew when I really didn't know. I was really an Alaskan hypocrite because I didn't know the simple truth between a caribou and an elk. When Paul writes this book, this epistle to the Roman church, he does so understanding that some of them are posing. Posing as being super spiritual, being religious, having it all figured out, and being 100% pure. Listen to what he says in chapter 2 of the book of Romans, verses 18 through 24. He says, "You know God's will and approve what is excellent, because you are instructed from the law. And if you are sure that you yourselves are a guide to the blind, a light to those who are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of children, having in the law the embodiment of knowledge and truth." And I'm sure as he writes this that they're going, yeah, that's us. We're a light to the world. We're a guide to the blind. We are an instructor of the foolish. We have the embodiment of all truth in the law, and we teach this, and this is our life. And then he lays the boom, and he asks them some questions that show that they're posers. He says, "You then, who teach, do you teach yourselves? While you preach against stealing, do you steal? When you say you must not commit adultery, do you commit adultery yourself? You who boast in the law, do you dishonor God by breaking the law yourselves? For it is written, the name of God is blasphemed among the Gentiles because of you." They were busted. They thought they had it all together. They thought they had it all figured out. And what Paul is saying here is that you are lost. You think you are found. You think you are in the truth. But the reality is that you need a Savior. Let me ask you a question. When it comes to your spiritual life, where are you at? Are you the real deal, or are you a fake? Are you saying, yeah, I know Christ, He's my Savior, and yet you have no relationship with Him? Or, yeah, you know, I don't do anything wrong, and I'm more good than I am bad, so I'm sure I'm good with God. No, that doesn't cut it. The only thing that cuts it, according to Paul in the book of Romans, is that we have faith. Faith that Jesus Christ was the Son of God, who lived and died and was resurrected for the sin of mankind, and by believing in His name, we might have life. I hope today you're the real deal. You're a real follower of Christ, so that you can learn of Him and walk with Him and love Him every day of your life.